see you in hell, William Money.
Your tauntaun will freeze before you reach the first marker. Then I'll see you in hell.
I'll see you in hell, Johnny!
I always had mixed feelings about that line in movies, but I got a book in the mailbox that is titled thusly, I'll See You in Hell by John McPartland. And this is a book that I didn't know existed, but I read from Centipede Press. I ended up purchasing on a whim last year, maybe 2024, 2023, I don't recall. Tokyo Doll by John McPartland, just on a whim. It was cheap enough, it sounded really cool, and it looked really cool. So I bought Tokyo Doll, and I got the signed limited edition, which isn't signed by John McPartland, who is long past deceased. And this one wasn't, in fact, signed by anybody. It is numbered 279 of 500 copies, signed by no one. No one signed it. So it's a numbered edition, not a signed edition. But I ended up reading the book, and I absolutely loved it. I mean, it was noir detective type drama at its finest. I really enjoyed it. I did a review on the book here if you want to watch it. I'll link it in the description. But time goes on, and I got to thinking, I wonder if Centipede ever did another book by the same author. That'd be interesting to get another one on the shelf and to do a little bit more reading. So it wasn't that hard. I did a little Googling, John McPartland, Centipede Press, and wham, I'll See You in Hell popped up from my son's phone. He's got a cool Ellen Ripley gimmick on there. But just because I can't remember it all, Centipede Press Classic Crime is back. This legendary fast-paced novel by John McPartland features one of the best villains in noir fiction, Deputy Sheriff Merrill McKinstry, with our hero Lee Farr cast in absolutely hopeless situations. This new edition of I'll See You in Hell features a new introduction by Dwayne Swarzynski and a short bonus novella, Step Down to Terror, seeing its first ever print since its original publication in Argosy in 1954, and the first time it's ever been reprinted in book form. Combined with cover art by John Tendrick and a gorgeous frontispiece by renowned artist Enric Torres Pratt, this new edition of I'll See You in Hell is essential noir reading. Perhaps just as important, this publication of I'll See You in Hell marks its first ever hardcover appearance. There you go, buddy. You have your phone back. So I went on to eBay because this book long sold out November 2020. So almost 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago, this book was sold out, all gone. So I went to the eBay searching for it, and I found one at a price that I could tolerate, that I could live with, and the friendly neighborhood mail lady has delivered. And so I would like to open her up and see what she looked like. This would be an eBay unboxing. Our seller here did a good job giving us a nice big box like I would hope for. The way I like to have my books shipped and such as that. So I'm really glad about the way it was delivered. Let's see what it looks like inside, what the inside looks like. So inside is wrapped in bubble wrap, kind of reminiscent of the way Centipede Press themselves would ship a book. So ode to the Centipede. Oh, now let me get this out of here and see what else she looked like. The dust jacket cover artwork did look good. It looked like they styled Tokyo Doll to match I'll See You in Hell, which is nice. I like that, so that they'll look good on the shelf. And hopefully Centipede will end up doing some more by the author John McPartland. I've only read one of his books, but I dug it so much. I'm a big fan of that detective type noir story. So it really struck home with me. I dug it. I really liked it. And I'm hoping for more from the same author. And here it is. The dust jacket's already wrapped up in a glossy, shiny Mylar type cover. I'll See You in Hell by John McPartland. And there you can see that dust jacket cover art by John Tedrick. It looks so good. It's a glossy, shiny. I'll try to show you in a better way so you can see it well. That glossy Brodart kind of hides it a little bit in the light. But the frontispiece, Enric Torres Pratt. Let's see what that looks like. Oh wow, look at before we even get there, these cool looking, let's see if I can show that off. It's almost like a paisley design on the end papers. The styled end papers, they look so good. Let's take that off and show that frontispiece real quick. Then I'll go back and I'll show the dust jacket artwork. But the frontispiece, maybe the frontispiece is in the back. Here's our limitation page, number 278 of 300. Dwayne Swierczynski, John Tedrick signed it. So I wonder if the frontispiece is there. They're in the back. So you got to figure out what you're doing. John McPartland, I'll See You in Hell. Cover artwork, John Tedrick. Frontispiece artwork by Enric Torres Pratt. Introduction by Dwayne Swierczynski. So there is our frontispiece artwork, Enric Torres Pratt. And so a little bit about the story. Here it says, "Hello, killer." He was a statue of frozen muscle and rigid bone. The back door had swung open and someone was coming into the office. Weapon, 3 or 4 lines of type loose from the unlocked form, held like the handle of a knife. You bring your hand down like a hammer with the butt end of the lead sticking out. A simple, useful weapon. They knew each other in the first dark seconds after the door closed. He heard the clicking of her heels on the floor, and her eyes saw the edge of his profile against the light from the street beyond the front window. "Lee Farr," she said. Not a shout or an exclamation. It was a spoken label. "Lee Farr, you came here." She walked carefully and slowly toward him. She did not turn on a light. In the blackness, he caught the faint musk odor of her perfume so close that it rode above the greasy smell of printer's ink and the dry hay smell of paper. And he knew that he stood beside scented death. This young woman wanted only one thing, the wealth of the witch cave, and she would lie and steal and murder until she had it. "Hello, killer," he said. So let me show you this John Tedrick dust jacket artwork, all stretched out. It's hard to see it with all this shiny, but I dig the art. I dig the cover, and I really like what Centipede does when they publish these types of stories that might not otherwise be found anywhere in a limited edition form or even in a hardcover form. It's really nice form. I really dig it. I didn't actually show you the book itself. So taking off the dust jacket, you have very commonly with Centipede those black cloth covered boards and the hot foil stamping on the spine. This would be just vintage Centipede press. You got a Smithsonian binding here, built-in satin ribbon page marker. All these extra features really are cool. But when I read this book, and this will be the copy that I read because the original soft covers are just so hard to come by, I might spend more buying that than I did on this one. But there's what it looks like. This will be the one I read. I read Tokyo Doll in the Centipede press form, and it was fun. It's a lightweight book, a really short read. I do worry when I read limitation books. I don't want to damage them, so I usually will read stuff that I can be a little bit more worry-free about. Used paperbacks tend to be my form. I'm really getting into the Kindle, though. Been borrowing my wife's Kindle a lot more lately. Reading it pretty often, actually. So that's a neat way to read books, too. It's a neat way to read because you don't need as much light. I think that's the best part of it. The Kindle. I don't need as much light. I sat out on a porch at a hotel in Melbourne Beach a few times in the last few days. At night, the light's out, so you don't confuse the sea turtles. And reading on the Kindle. The paper white is light enough so I could see it just right. And it was a good time. Good way to read, so I'm going that way a little bit more. I'm not sure how comfortable I feel with that. I'm used to reading old ratty paperbacks. But reading is reading, man, and the less stressful and the most economically, I think, the better. Maybe. The guy who buys all these limited edition books talking about economics and reading. But that being said, I'm really happy with this. I'm glad to have it on the shelf. I'd love to see another John McPartland entry into the Centipede Press library catalog, because I really liked the first one. Some of the stories in his repertoire sound interesting, sound good. There's not a lot of reviews, so you don't have a lot to go on. I mean, when some of these, you might have 8, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 people on Goodreads reviewing a book that was written in the 50s. And this one here, when was this one here originally written? I'll See You in Hell. Gold medal, 1956. 1956. And for a book that wasn't probably a bestseller then, it's long since forgotten. Centipede Press, Jared has done a great job of bringing some of these books back. He's bringing them back. So anyway, thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. And say la vie, baby. Doo-doo.